Welcome back, everybody. Hello, it's Sport Federation TV. This is, of course, the show that takes a look at the sport codes in the Western Cape and across the 6 districts. 6 districts in the province, all under the banner of the Western Cape sport structure, and, of course, the athletes and sport federations that participate in sport in the province. A number of codes in South Africa, of course, all part of the SASCOC structure. And folks, tonight coming up, we'll be catching up with modern pentathlon. We'll be finding out what's happening in the world of chess. And we'll go back and take a look at tennis with Riyad Davids, the president of Western Cape Tennis. And we'll also catch up again with Josh Kluter, the president of Western Cape Kickboxing. But you'll remember it was about 2 months ago, just before the lockdown, that we spoke to Sean Gordon, the vice chairperson of Cape Town Life Saving, who was telling us about their preparation for the season and, of course, the importance during the time of lockdown and the vital role that our lifesavers play within our space of water. And he's back with us, Sean Gordon, the vice chair of Cape Town Life Saving. Sean, nice to have you back.
Thanks, man. How are you doing, JP?
Not too bad, Sean. It's challenging for everybody, but everybody's smiling at the moment because, as I say, there's a bit of a breath of fresh air, should I say, blowing at the moment. Our athletes are slowly getting back to training, and what is more is that the beaches are open.
Yeah, definitely. That was, I think, it was a major factor.
How does that play out for you, Sean? The last time we spoke, things were heading towards the festive season, and of course the lifeguards had to really think about how they were dealing with people on the beaches and COVID, but we're back in action now.
Yeah, definitely. JP, it was a major transition for life saving. I mean, I'm involved 38 years in life saving, and this has been the first year ever that you never had anybody at the beaches on a New Year. So yeah, that was historic in itself. Yeah, there was. Look at it, JP. You know, the fact is that our lifeguards they deal with people physically.
Yeah.
So obviously that is the trend that they need to now. They need to adapt of how not to always having gloves on when they're dealing with people, making sure they have mask on or face mask on. So it's difficult, and even having what amount of guys you need on the beach. So first you could have like 10 guys, 20 guys in the squad, but now you all can't be at the same place at the same time. So it makes it a bit difficult. And so, yeah, clubs need to adapt and new ways of doing life saving. We'll be using new technology as far as pumping. If you need to get air into somebody, there's no more the direct mouth to mouth or using a mouthpiece. You've got to use the bag and pump in air and all this. So yeah, the guys are new training methods is coming forth. So it was adapting. The COVID protocols has been in all life-saving clubs. Your protocol needs to be followed. So there's a compliance officer to need to ensure that all that safety aspects are in place.
Sean, just from a physical point of view, and let's call it feet on the ground scenario. Of course, within life saving, you have clubs where lifesavers participate in the clubs themselves. How do the rest of the beaches get patrolled, or is the space covered between two clubs at a distance? Do your lifesavers run up and down the beach?
Look here. Fortunately for us, we have a partnership with the city, obviously, and then there's NSRI also. So you have your main beaches. If you just look at our stretch on the Volksbeek coast, maybe you have Muizenberg. From Muizenberg, you have Strafontein. Strafontein, you have Blooters, Manandi, Monobisi, and so on. So in between, you would have your guys of law enforcement, the Marine unit, they do patrolling in between. You would have your NSRI on the boat also going in between where there's nodal points. So yeah, so we work together. If members of the public do spot anything, or if we do spot anything, yes, our guys, we get out there, we do what we must do. So it's advisable that people go and swim with their lifeguards for their own safety. Anything can happen. I mean, small lighties, they like the water, they go in, parents sit in the cars, watch a lightie. 2 seconds later, the parents wonder, yeah, where's the lighties now? They get wiped out by a rip current.
So you have
As
to be
easy
very.
as that. It's important to swim where there's lifeguards.
You actually, Sean, he just hit the very nail on the head there of something that I wanted to ask you, as somebody that obviously would like to go to the beach, and I need to be careful of certain things. I know that there are lifesavers there on the beach, and they're protecting people on the beach. You mentioned something like a rip current, which is of course something that you go in the water and can move you around or suck you back into the ocean. What are the typical kind of dangers that the public should be considerate of when they go down to the beach?
JP, I'd say the number one thing, if you want to have a swim, make sure that it's a safe area. If you are not familiar with the beach, don't go further in than maybe your knee deep. You know, if there's no lifeguards on the beach, you want to wet your feet a bit, don't go further than that in.
Yeah.
You don't know what is underwater. You have your underwater currents, you have your rip current, you have rocks that is hidden away, you have holes. So there's a lot of things that can play a major factor. If you're going to spend the day there, rather than or spend the day at the beach, rather go to a safe beach. I know a lot of people don't like large crowds. They want to be isolated. That is one of the dangerous things, to isolate yourself. Nobody sees you. Nobody sees your family. You want to be on your own. You know, parents, this parking off, letting the child run into the water. Parent goes fetch something at the car, come back, the child is gone.
Yes.
So it's realities that people need to realize, that lifeguards are there for a specific reason, is to look after the safety of the people.
One of the things that you also mentioned to us the last time that we spoke was alcohol. And just for clarity purposes, for anybody that's watching the show now, alcohol, to my understanding, is banned on the beach.
Now that is correct. That's a bylaw of the city, that you know that there's a zero tolerance of alcohol. So you have the law enforcement, you have your metro and SAPs on the beaches during busy periods. They're going to turn you around. They're going to fine you. They're going to confiscate your alcohol.
Right.
You know, so rather come have your swim, go home and have a lekker braai and a lekker drink at home. Then you lekker
Right.
cooled off for the day.
So we're absolutely crystal clear on that. For anybody who's watching the show tonight, the lifesavers are on the beaches. They're there to protect you. And of course, Sean has just mentioned it, there is absolutely no alcohol allowed on the beach. Sean, just on a final note, of course, there has to be a starting point somewhere. And lifesaving is a very exciting sport. And we've got youngsters that join the clubs. And then they go in to compete. I mean, we've had some fantastic, obviously the best athletes come from the Western Cape, we know that. But if somebody is watching the show right now and they want to get started in life-saving, they want to compete in life-saving and even go on to help the public by serving as a lifesaver on the beach, how do you get started?
Well, if you come down to the beach, there's always the captains that you can speak to. There's our website. I see you got the website going there. They can contact our office. We have a administrator at our office, Monday to Friday. He will put you in contact with the closest life-saving club. You can go on our website. All our clubs are there with the contacts of the chairpersons, secretaries. And yeah, it's fun. And like you said, we're starting up. Our competitions are starting on Sunday. We're starting with our nippers, our first comp at Clifton on this Sunday. So that's exciting because everybody has been waiting for this. The numbers are obviously low. We can only have 100 competitors. And, you know, especially with the nippers, you always have the parents. They're all excited. But the parents know they need to stay at bay. They need to watch it from far, yeah.
The nippers, of course, those are what you guys refer to as your juniors, your youngsters that are coming through the ranks.
Yeah. Our nippers are between the ages of 8 till 14. So you have under 10, under 12, and under 14. They are our future lifesavers. It's all about fun in the sun. It's all about getting that competitive spirit going. And this them enjoying lifesaving and taking it easy when they're out there.
Sean, we'll leave it at that. I think that's absolutely fantastic. We're so blessed to have the likes of yourself and the lifesavers out there looking after our safety and protecting our beaches. And we, of course, encourage everybody out there to go and join your ranks.
No, definitely. We want to grow the sport, the sporting aspect. We want to grow. The service aspect, that is our primary function, is to save lives, and the sporting is to ensure our fitness to carry on. Thanks, JP.
Thanks, Sean. There we go, folks. Sean Gordon, Vice Chair of Cape Town Life Saving. And as you heard him say there, join up, find a club near you. I think it's a fantastic sport to get involved in. It's great for the parents and the kids. And, well, not only are you doing a sport, but you're also getting involved in a sport that operates as a public service. And so there's a lot of good values and morals that get taught at Life Saving. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we carry on talking about sport in the province. Back in a sec.